So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this unique video of understanding remedies in Vedic astrology and some of the best remedies in Vedic astrology. And this is, I'm doing this because it was requested on Facebook, with the most votes when I asked, if any video that you want to see. So, here's the thing about remedy, and especially this person asked me, what are my views on, or my new views, my updated views on gemstones, my updated views on pujas, this and that. And I mean, I want to tell you, like within the last 6 months, the places that I've been, I couldn't have imagined being in these places just even a year ago or 2 years ago. And I'm not talking about actually going to some physical place. I'm talking about just being here and kind of like transporting the consciousness in different levels and different places. So here's the thing, we all want remedies, right? Even I want remedies. Something goes wrong, I'm looking for remedies. Why? Because I'm a human. I'm not some great enlightened astrologer. If I was, I probably wouldn't even making videos. But one thing you have to understand about remedies is that number one, why should we even be using remedies? Like, for example, if you really believe in Vedic astrology, if you really want to follow Vedic astrology, then you got to understand this theory of karma. Like everything keeps recycling, like a trash can. It recycles, the trash becomes into a styrofoam cup. You drink water, you throw it in the trash, it becomes a cup again. You put water in it, you drink, you throw it in the trash, it becomes a cup again. It keeps going in round and round in circles for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of life. And in those thousands of life, you get small little chances here and there to find a way to get outside of the cycle. So you may get one life, you may be lucky enough to understand something about breaking the cycle. And if you don't take advantage of that, you keep going round and round and round, and maybe then your lottery comes in and you're able to find that chance again. And the reason for it is that the main reason, the question that we should be asking is that should we look for remedies, is because the reason why you're dealing with certain pain, the reason, let's say you're dealing with some health issue and you want remedy for that, you're dealing with some marriage issue, you want a remedy for that, or the biggest thing, which is money and gains, you want a remedy for that. But you gotta ask yourself, what did I do in one of my previous lives to deserve this? And if I did do something, and here sun is bringing me back, it's helping my soul burn its karma, so I can release myself off of those bad deeds, then should I be seeking remedies? Because sun, as you know, is the soul, right? Even in South American language, it's called SOL, soul. And the reason why it's called soul is because it helps the soul to burn its karma. It's like, I'm here now taking charge of you because I'm supposed to help you burn your karma. So yes, go suffer. So all these yogis who get sick, whether it's Ramakrishna, whether it's Yogananda, whether it's Sri Yukteswar, you can take whomever. They get sick, they get fever, they can barely move from the bed, and yet instantly they can help themselves and get rid of that sickness right away, and not even get sickness. But the reason why they're getting it is because they know, me having this pain in my side of my body, it's due to the fact I did this and this in my past life. So you know what? I'm going to deal with this pain. Don't give me medicine. I feel what I did wrong in that time period, and I have to pay this. So let me pay it off. That's how truly a person who really believes in Vedic astrology, really follows it honestly, will do that. Like, I'm sick, let me do this. Where you and I, we get sick, I'm like, I'm going to the urgent care, I'm going here, and I'm looking for pills, and I'm looking for sore throat sprays. Like I just had a sore throat, strep throat last week. And it was like, my God, it was unbearable. I'm like going to all sorts of places and doctors, and finally antibiotics helped me. I shouldn't be taking that, but that's what gives us the human experience. We're still humans, we're not yogis. However, when it comes to, remedies, there are different levels of understanding what remedy is and how remedy can be helping you. So the number one thing is that you have to realize that when anything happens to you, is not happening because the universe hates you, the God hates you, and nobody's watching over you. No, it's just that you created the problem yourself, and you're coming back and paying it off again. And why is it that you cannot remember what you did in the past? And it's a simple answer, is that if you were to remember your past life where you murdered somebody, you raped somebody, you were the most evil person, you think you can live with that same feeling here in this life? Can you look at your kid's eyes and say, yes, I'm your father or I'm your mother, but I did this. And I remember, I have that feeling. I see that aggression in me, and I'm me doing this to this person. I have that live image. See if you can live. Go on your work tomorrow morning. You can. This is why it's a very, very intelligent system that helps you not remember things. But yet it gives you the residue of what needs to be done to correct it. But one thing I am definitely, okay, so first of all, still to this day, I can't follow or deal with gemstone remedies. I can't. I still want to see what is the value in someone paying someone who's already suffering financially or in any other way to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, like literally a good gemstones which is unheated and untreated may come at a very high cost, especially natural. I mean, they will upmark the gemstone by like 200 times its price. And you're trying to do that, and yet it's not guaranteed. There's no chance in you getting some remedy from it. So for me, to this day, I can't seem to find myself saying, yes, I do believe in gemstones now, and I'm going to start recommending them. I'm not. One thing I'm really going deep into is Vastu Shastra. I'm actually learning it quite thoroughly, very deeply. It's probably going to take me another 3, 4, 5 months to actually understand the whole concept. It's not that easy or simple as you think, because how in feng shui, you have like 4 directions. You've got your north, east, west, south, and then you have sometimes northeast, northwest. But no, there's literally like 16 directions in Vastu Shastra. There's different devtas for each directions. There's like 32 devtas, 16 to 32 devtas. And each devta has a counter color, and they have a, I forgot the term, support color. Because see, for me, I really like visual things. I really like dealing with colors. So this is where I really found my, interest. Like, wow, this is really amazing. And this is something that I've tried to become a guinea pig of that. To whatever it's saying, okay, let me try this. So of course, I try this on my own first. And one thing I would definitely say with wholeheartedness, that just small remedies of Vastu Shastra absolutely work. Because you got to understand, we spend so much time in our home, especially nowadays, especially you can even say 2019, where most companies allow their workers to work remotely. Why? Because they want to save space in their corporation. They don't want to get that big of a building. So if they can save time with having you do remote work, if it's all needs to be remote anyway, and you can make a call, you can do Zoom meeting with your team members, work from home. So now we're starting to spend more time at home. And the energy of the home has its own karma for you. Everything is an energy. If you study Tesla, everything is an energy. Even this cutter has some influence on me. Its color, its shape has some influence on me. So diving into that, I really have seen just small little shifts, small degree shifts. And degree matters. Like in Vastu, Like for example, if let's say you take my humidor, okay, this humidor is here and it's doing something here. But if I switch my humidors just 10 degrees or 15 degrees, or let's say 4 degrees compared to the size, degrees will have a feet difference. So let's say if 3 degrees here will make a complete change in my own consciousness versus is being here. And because for me, it's much easier to understand Vastu because of the planetary directions, is because certain devtas that are even present in nakshatras and in Vastu as well. It kind of helped me relate to Vastu very, very easily. But it is complicated. You have to have certain things, certain tools. Like for example, I actually got a manual compass with like a military compass, which has all the degree details, so you can see exactly how big and how wide each degree is. But Vastu is something, and I don't want to discuss things about Vastu because I'm an amateur right now. I can't call myself an expert. I probably can't call myself an expert for 8-9 months. I don't know, I'm not even an expert, just somebody who just knows Vastu. I can't do that. So that's one thing that I'm starting to see that it makes a big difference. Big difference. Like how, if somebody has dominating, red colors on the north side of their home, it actually burns the water of finance, water of money. And then how do you balance that? How do you correct it? All of these things comes into play. But besides Vastu, which I may discuss later on, then there's these other things. Like for example, I shared my views on drawing animal nakshatras based on your birth chart, drawing your 10th Lord nakshatra, or getting even a statue. Let's say for example, your 10th Lord, okay, is in Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. So wherever your 10th Lord is sitting in Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. Well, having a small statue of lion on your desk will help you enhance that career point. So everything is energy and symbols. So that's one way to correct our dharma. See, it's not really remedy. It helps you to align yourself with your dharma. Dharma is not like you study the Vedas and you study the Puranas or your Bible and your religious studies and you always follow the path of the Pandit or something. That's not Dharma. We have a wrong concept of Dharma. That's more of Puranic Dharma. That's more of religious Dharma. We're talking about your soul's constitution. Dharma is what the path of the soul is, what it's going to walk on regardless of what you want. So let's say you want to be a great tennis player. You're obsessed with it. You watch tennis highlights every day. You're taking training. However, your soul says your path is towards being a lawyer and fighting for environmental rights. Well, regardless of what your mind wants, regardless of what your karma wants, dharma is the way you're going to follow. So that's all it is. Dharma is to align yourself with the path that you're supposed to walk on. So it's not like a remedy is saying, I'm going to get rid of all these obstacles for you and bring you what you want. No, the remedy says, let me align you with your dharma. Because when you're aligned with the path, it makes everything more clear. So for example, if I was 18 and 19 and somebody aligned me with my dharma, that look, your dharma is not these and these things. Your dharma is not that. Your dharma is to study Jyotish. You better start right now. And if I started that back then, perhaps I would have been much more clear about my path where I was just lost for a whole decade. That's the main thing that Remedies does. It helps you align with your dharma. Then it also helps you align with your artha. So artha is your sustenance, how you find your money, how you're able to extract the juice so you can drink and find sustenance for yourself. Your artha, again, will not agree with what the mind is desiring. Because like your mind was saying that, oh, I want to be a tennis player. Your artha and your dharma says, no, your dharma and artha is towards following the path of law and higher principles, and especially doing this, doing that. And while you're doing this, you may even study astrology as part of your dharma. And only rarely you see that kama, which is the desire, aligns with your dharma and artha. And this is something I'm studying. This is something I even talk to my students in my online academy, where I showed them about this concept of dharma, artha, kama, moksha using nakshatras, of how easily you can see why this person is failing, why this person is succeeding, because their kama is linked with their dharma or is linked with their artha. So when a person has a desire to do this, can they manifest it? And if they can manifest it, then they become successful. And if the kama is, finding itself in moksha, then you're only going to be forced to do the artha and dharma, which you may not like, your mind does not like, but that's what the soul has decided. It's like, I want to do this. Soul does not care what you feel. Soul does not care you feel happy and sad and depressed because you didn't become a great actor, or you didn't become, a great musician. So it's like this, these are your stupid feelings. My aim is this. This is why I'm born. This is why I'm in this biomechanical suit. So the remedies, what it does, it'll help you align those things. So once you're aligned, you'll be like, oh, I should do this, this, and this. So let's say your kama is not agreeing with your dharma and your artha. But when you correct that kama through the remedies, your kama calms down. Because what is not aligned with the dharma and artha calms down, and you're like, you know what, I should focus on this. This is something that I can find myself, because mind can focus on anything as long as you can train it. So if I asked you, look for a red color around your room, your mind will start looking at all the red colors. If I say look for blue colors, it'll start looking at blue colors. It's the same thing. Your mind is so wavy, and it's influenced by television, influenced by all the whole thing with society and friends and family, that it loses that track of that color that is truly it needs to focus on. And that's what these remedies do. So one of the biggest remedies that I can even show you right now is devotion. Like, for example, I can't take my camera into the puja room because there's no space, there's hardly enough space for me to sit on. But like, you guys really do not understand how wonderful and amazing just the simple remedies of devotion and puja. Like, it gets to a point where if, let's say, I'm traveling somewhere, or if I'm busy with my kids and I'm not able to devote my time in that closet, it starts irritating you. Like, oh my God, I have this meeting with my doctor who's helping me with my treatment. I need to be there. I need to meet with them. It kind of becomes an addiction. I'm telling you. You may not understand it if you're in your 20s, because in your 20s, you're so ambitious. You want to go to the highest level of corporate ladder. You want to achieve all the educational success and get married. So you may not even care for this right now. I think maybe people in their late life will understand this more. But one of the biggest remedy is when you're in that silent space with the actual idols. You should have idols. It's all energy. It influences you. We're not yogis where we can be in a cave and we know God is there. We're not that people. So stop trying to think you're smart, or stop trying to act smart. Oh, I don't need none of this. All I need is just, this simple thing. No, even if a yogi gave you, like, let's say this, he says, here, this cigar cutter is here laying with me. Take this with you. There's God in there. You make this as your idol, it'll influence you far more differently than if you were to sit by yourself. So you need support. It's a support system. That's one of the biggest things. You got to devote at least 25 minutes. And especially if you follow a cult and astrology, oh my goodness, it helps your intuition. So let's say for a week, if I'm traveling somewhere, I'm not doing this, I can see my intuitive level go down. I can see my ability to understand the planets in the chart level drops, versus if I'm doing something here and then I'm looking at a chart, I completely get it. I get it. So that's one. give devotions. Then the other things that I also have discovered, especially with Sandeep, is your second and 11th lord for money. Like your second lord, okay, look at the colors of the second 11th house and look at the colors of the second house. So for example, you're Leo ascendant, okay? So second house is ruled by Mercury, 11th house is ruled by Mercury. Well, 11th house is your region below the knee, like where the calf is all the way to your Achilles, right? That's the 11th house. And the second house is right here. All this is the second house. So what you should do is on most of the days when you go and work, wear green socks. And perhaps if you use headphones, use a green headphone. This, trust me on this, this is somehow will bring about a change in your money and your decisions about money and how the money comes in to you. That's so for example, let's say even we take Gemini ascendant. Second house is moon, okay? 11th house is Mars. Well, what you should do, you should exchange it, make a parivartan of this. Even if you don't have parivartan in your chart, you can do a parivartan of this. And I was discussing this with Sandeep just 3 days ago. Put white color socks. Wear white color socks. And especially if you wear anything on the head, whether it's your Bluetooth, whether it's a headphone, make that red color. And this will make an exchange of Parivartan Dhan Yoga. Because one of the most powerful Dhan Yogas is the exchange between 2nd and 11th house. So these small tidbit little things come about. And one of the biggest things, like I was telling you, is colors and objects. Colors and objects really make the biggest difference in our life. And I don't want to be an amateur and start discussing that with you guys to because a lot of things have to be done before you can even deal with colors and objects. But it really is, I'm telling you, I'm a guinea pig of it, and I've seen quantum difference in that. The other remedy that I can suggest at this point is simply, number one, to have a clarity of aim in your life. And that can only happen through your understanding of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. See, in astrology, we learn about this basic concept like your first, fifth, and ninth house is Dharma, and second, sixth, and 10th house is Artha. But once you use this with the precision of degrees and nakshatras, when you use this, you clearly understand, oh my God, yes, this is what I have always felt. No matter if I do this or that, this is what keeps forcing me to do this. And oh, the money, I've never thought of this, that my artha, my sustenance can come from here. But now that I see my dharma, the aim of life, and I can see how the sustenance is going to come for that soul's path, it's starting to make sense. And as soon as you do that, all remedies can just rest and fail, because now you have the aim. You only try to find remedies is like when you have some lethargicness in your body, you don't know what lethargicness, where is it coming from? And so you're drinking orange juice, you're drinking sugary drinks to get more energy. You're trying to exercise and get more energy, while that lethargicness may have something to do with your thyroid. Maybe that lethargicness has something to do with your liver. And until you correct that, that lethargicness doesn't go away. So how do this just simple concept, it just aligns everything together. But I mean, for me, I'm gonna say, like, you've gotta just try it for a month. If you like, this is what they say, like, if you take one step towards God, God takes 10 steps towards you. And I feel it. I feel it. Like for me, if I could find a way to not work ever and just have money to just come in and pay the bills and have my family, you know, eat food and get all their clothing and everything going, I'll be devoting 80-90% of my time in there, because I'm starting to feel this hint of the other side. I'm not even like 1%. I'm like 0.001%. I'm feeling the hit of it, and how it gives me clarity about every other path. That's the thing. Just doing that devotion gives you clarity on every other path that you follow. And it sounds like some religious hogwash. So if you want to know, if you feel that, hey, that's your karma. You do that. For me, I found profound impact in my life just by doing this. I mean, the life of devotions is the most important. Also, you need to know rituals. There are rituals. You got to learn rituals and what to do when. And that comes through just the most basic lesson of Hora. Like when I taught this lesson of Hora in my school, my students were just like emailing me, this has happened when this was happening, this has happened when this was happening. I'm like, okay, now try doing that thing in that particular hour and see what results you're getting. You're applying for an interview while the Hora of the 8th Lord is running. You're applying for a job, not interview, sorry, you're applying for a job during the Hora of the 8th house. What results are you going to get? Nothing. You go towards your 10th Lord Hora and you apply for that job and you see the results. So where's this? Is this some miraculous thing that is happening with the remedy? Or is it that you're aligning yourself with the cosmic time? So aligning yourself with the cosmic time itself becomes the biggest remedy. What to do when. So for example, somebody who cannot find a home, and some astrologer tells you you don't even have a yoga to attain land and real estate. Can you correct that? Yes, you can. You can easily by doing the right thing at the right time. And again, it's not even just doing right thing at the right time. Like, when do you email your broker? When do you email a banker to say, can I get a loan? When do you respond to them? Where should the moon nakshatra be? What kind of a hourly chart that you're looking at? That itself is a remedy. Then, because of the place that you're living in, because Vastu Purusha holds everybody in its grip. So if Vastu Purusha, which is the home itself, if you kind of like rectify your home to give you the ability to buy a home, then you can get a home. And this is what I'm saying from experiment. If some things that I couldn't get or I wasn't getting, when I aligned, switched things, even like by 3 feet here, 2 feet there, it makes a big difference. And then you understand this complexity of karma and recycling and remedies. And I'm still trying to come to a conclusion why this particular thing is working while it's not even in your domain of your birth karma to have it. So I'm not an expert. I'm still trying to figure out what is the reason behind, somebody not having the karma of having a property, but yet them doing certain things, attaining a property. What does that show us? Does that show us that our chart changes based on the place that we live? Or is it because of the fact we were destined to come to that particular remedy that will show that yes, you can change something? So it's very complex, science, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm still experimenting with all these things. But one of the simplest thing that I saw was using the timing to your advantage, using devotion to your advantage, and the place that you live, sleep, breathe in to your advantage. These are the three most powerful things. And Hopefully, when I can be more confident about what I'm learning, maybe I'll discuss it in the future. Okay? But in the meantime, if you're, here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my future videos of astrology. And if you really want to know all the secrets that I've learned of astrology and I'm just like sharing it with people in my academy, you can check out the links here, which is at KRSchannel.thinkeffect.com, which is my online academy where I'm just trying to make things much easier for people to understand. Okay, so hopefully this video makes some sense. I don't know if I defined my views on remedies well, but I can only define things according to my intelligence and my current consciousness. Perhaps my view will be different in 2 years about something else, because we're evolving with this matrix of time. We are changing, and certain views have stayed the same. Some new theories have come in, certain new things that I'm trying, and I see the results. So I'm like, okay, well, I can vouch for that. Okay. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.